you all for coming today. My name is Kip Watson, and in this presentation I will walk you through my journey to and through the MPA program using the uniquely fun Ignite presentation format. I grew up in Massachusetts. My town was located on the South Shore, about halfway between Boston and Cape Cod. My mom wouldn't let me play contact sports, but a community sailing center provided me the opportunity to find a passion. In my pink book. Choosing a school wasn't hard for me. I was prohibited from going west of the Mississippi, and having grown tired of chipping ice out of my sailboats, a college sailing powerhouse in the South like CFC was a natural fit. Just like my hat. I started off undeclared before hopping on the business bandwagon. My coursework was interesting, learning what a tort was and how accounting worked. When a professor assigned us the international section of the New York Times every week, I was so curious about how the world worked, I switched to political science. After graduation, I had no plans. After spending the summer coaching sailing, my mom called and said she thought it was time I came home. Only child problems. Good thing I found a local nonprofit to teach sailing at up in Boston. After Peter Panning through my early 20s, coaching sailing and working odd jobs, I ended up working in the equity research banking world. The money wasn't bad, but I didn't feel like I was following any passion, and that industry can take a lot out of you. In the summer of 2017, my mom got diagnosed with lung cancer. So it was a good time for me to step away from the bank I was working at, and I was glad I got the opportunity to accompany my mom through those difficult early days. I also got the chance to reevaluate what I wanted from a career. I needed something I felt fulfilled from. When I ran into a friend who worked at the State House and he thought he knew of a role that would fit my mindset and skill set, it seemed like things were finally clicking career-wise. Until the spring of 2019. When my mom went into the hospital with chest pain, she knew she wasn't coming out. For the next 3 weeks, I slept in a recliner by her bed, and she held court during the days, saying goodbye to a lifetime of family and friends. My mom had really tied my fiance Megan and I to Boston. After she passed, we decided it would be a good time for a fresh start, and where better to put down some roots than the home of our alma mater, College of Charleston. We moved to Charleston, South Carolina. While Megan had been lucky enough to find an awesome job working in alumni relations at the Citadel, I hadn't found a job in public service before moving back down here. Having COVID strike about 6 months later made networking nearly impossible. Trying to figure out how to make the best of a bad situation, I started looking into graduate programs. Lucky for me, the CFC MPA program was right around the corner, and with my professional experience, I didn't need to take any more exams to get in. When Marla sent out her email looking for graduate assistants to work in the Community Assistance Program, I knew I had to jump at the opportunity to work with members of my cohort and get involved in my community. And where Sweet Boat is. Through CAP and some of my first courses, I had to take a look in the mirror and reflect on my position and privilege. Intentionally examining my biases and privileges was not something I had invested much time in prior to this program, but I have found it immensely valuable to enhancing my public service perspective. At CAP, I got the chance to work on some great projects, one of which was the Race Equity Framework. This was going to be used by the city government to make sure that their programs and agencies were equitable. I also got the opportunity to work with the Urban Land Institute and the Riley Center to put together a technical assistance panel looking at the business improvement district along King Street. This panel brought together community leaders, business and landowners, and subject matter experts. These experiences helped me to center my studies around economic development, especially when undertaken at the local level. With this subject in mind, I chose to pursue the Urban Planning and Regional Development Certificate along with my degree. The historical background and study of modern techniques was enlightening. Currently, I have the opportunity to volunteer with the City of Charleston's Business and Neighborhood Services Division. I worked with a number of MPA alumni and one classmate. Hi, Christina. We recently put on a small business expo, and I've continued to work on the King Street bid project. I cannot think of a better way to have spent the pandemic. Sure, Zoom class was hard, and I miss doing things like traveling and seeing my friends and family, but I sure feel like I'm coming out of this better than I went in, and I'm so grateful for that. I've been interviewing for jobs at the City of Charleston and a local nonprofit in roles that will allow me to work with local businesses. I hope I can help make Charleston a vibrant, equitable, and sustainable local economy that we can all enjoy. Thank you very much.